Hey guys, it's Derek from Pacific Coast Auto here in Japan. We're looking today at a Toyota Land Cruiser Prado 70 series. This one comes with the 3-liter turbo diesel engine, and this is a peach of an engine. I love it very much. The condition of this one is quite good. Land Cruisers are one of my favorite vehicles. They should be everybody's favorite vehicle, and this one I guess would be in quite a bit better than average condition for the age. It's importable to the USA under the 25-year rule. Looks super awesome with the mud terrain tires, solid front axle, solid rear axle, dependable chassis, super reliable vehicle all the way around. And really, you can't really say enough good things about the Land Cruiser. They come in the Prado version, which is this, and then the Land Cruiser 70, which is a more industrial type vehicle, more expensive. But I think that these are excellent value for what you get. You get better fuel economy with the 3-liter diesel than you do out of the 4.2-liter inline 6-cylinder diesel. And this is a really nice engine. It's fairly quiet for a diesel. It's fairly good fuel economy, fairly good power once it's coming to turbo. Not an awful lot of power. It is bleeding. The blood is coming out. It's not real blood. It's just Toyota red coolant. I opened this up. There's no leak. 2 batteries means dependable starting. And timing belt was changed at just over 200,000 kilometers. That was like 5,000 kilometers ago. The car has 205,000 kilometers, which to me wouldn't seem unreasonably high for a car like this. If it was for like a K-truck or a van or another van or another van, I usually wouldn't go for 200,000 clicks, but for Land Cruiser, they'll just keep going and going and going. I'm going to lower the hood, but in order to do it, I need to put the camera down because the hood's up too high for me to hold with my head, the style I usually do. So tires cam, there you go. Alright, so this video is going to be walking around the car, checking the condition of it, comparing it to the auction inspection sheet. This was bought from Japanese dealer-only auctions through our company for the exports to the USA. And then we can export to any country if you want, as long as they're legal for import. Like, for example, USA needs a 25-year rule. Okay, oh, windy and cold today. I'm gonna die. So it's a 1994 Land Cruiser Prado S4 wide. I'm going to just translate this sheet because it's in Japanese. 3000cc diesel engine, auction grade 3 with an interior C, purchased from user, lifted up, and it's only a small lift with the mud terrain tires. It's exactly the height I want it to be, because when you lift up the cars too much, then the car becomes not as fun to drive. It becomes more capable and cooler looking, but I think that this is cool enough looking, especially with those tires, and much better to drive, much better fuel economy. Okay, aftermarket 16-inch wheels, mud terrain tires, hub lock. It's a button inside so you don't have to get out. Some people prefer the manual ones, but these ones are the electronic. Button inside, so when it's minus 20 you don't have to get outside of your car. That's a good thing. And get out of the way of Isuzu Elf. Death machine. We bought one recently, and a refrigerator truck version, my first one. Interesting situation there. Navigation system doesn't work. It's an aftermarket Navi in it. Roof has several dents. I'm just going to pop up there and show you. So you can see there are some dents up there, but the roof is up higher than most people. Here's the eye view of somebody that's 178 centimeters or 5'10". So, to most people, nobody's ever going to see a roof unless they're a giant. And then because you have a 4x4, you can run away from the giants pretty easily, I would think. Interior dirty and wear. Dashboard has a crack. It's a minor crack. You can actually see it through there. Or maybe you can't because of the reflection. Let me just show that to you. And more on the interior in a second. Okay, interior liner is ripped. Aftermarket steering wheel, suspension, taillights. Oddly, one of the taillights is a slightly different color than the other. And exhaust. And the exhaust is a nice big exhaust. It's going to sound awesome. Headrest ×2 is missing, but they're actually not. They're in the trunk. Underside has been painted and surface rust. Engine oil leak. This is a 5-seat model. It was originally an 8-seater, but the rear seats were taken out. This is a 3-row vehicle when it's new. Paint cracks on the front bumper here. Paint peeling on the hood. That's easy to show you. It's right here, which is very common on these to have paint peeling on them for some reason. This is color changed from an original 2-tone navy to just flat navy, or 1-tone navy. An engine oil leak, I didn't really show you, I got a picture of it, but it's leaking from the left side here of the valve cover gasket, so it's going to be an easy fix. You do have to take off the intake to get at it, but it's still pretty much child's play to fix that. U3 on the back is the biggest damage on the car, and the spare tire is missing. There's also what they call a corrosion hole over here, so I'll show you that when we'll get around to it. But let's take a look at the once around of the vehicle here, because it is an excellent looking car. You can see from all angles now. I'm going to be a little bit stumbly. I have a frozen foot right now, and not only because it's cold. I went to the doctor and he gave me some medicine because I broke my toe but didn't break my toe. I got an x-ray. My toe's okay, but it's all purple. And so he's like, hey, put this freezing on it. And I said, okay. And I put it on, and now I can't feel my foot. And it's been causing me to fall down. So yeah, good amount of suspension there. Still fairly capable, I would say. If you want it to be more capable, you can have it more. They are spring suspension on this truck. Suspension and lift kits would be fairly common for these, I would say. And then you could also do body lift because it's a chassis on frame vehicle. Aftermarket markers up here, and aftermarket headlights. A little bit of fade on the chrome on this section here. A little bit of surface rust right there. These vehicles looked good all the time with original bumpers or aftermarket bumpers, original height, aftermarket lifted height, knobbly tires or regular tires, everything. Just looks so good on these. Okay, so let's have a look at that rust and that dent up close, and I'll show you the tail light difference in color too. See, this one looks kind of orange, and then the other one looks very red. A little bit weird there. Here's the U3 dent that they called it. And even though it's been a repaint, the condition of the paint is still rather good. So, get some focus there. There we go. So you can see a bit of wave in there, but in general, I would say that that's pretty good. Scratch here. Okay. Very cool advertising for somebody's company, but very cool big exhaust is what I wanted to say. Sounds good. It tastes good too. This one has been converted to an industrial registration, so they have to put that sticker on it. Dual doors in the back are cool. This one sags a little bit. And without the rear seats, you get a lot of room in the back. And so this is like the real Land Cruisers. When I say real Land Cruisers, I mean the Land Cruiser 70 instead of the Prado version of it. Usually comes as a 5-seater. And then the Prado comes as the 8-seater with these tiny little seats in the back that flip up to the sides. This person has just decided to take them out altogether. And then it comes with headrests, which I'm going to put in for you. And then this one here, I don't want them to have an issue with taking this out, so I'm going to put it back in. If you just leave it in, then customs is like, you're trying to import goods. So just kind of leave it like that. Get in there. And even though it's kind of wiggly, we'll still make it there. Okay. Close the back door here after I grab these out. Something's rattling in here. And then a loop there on the bumper. Put these down for a second. We didn't see the rust on the side rail yet, so let's have a quick look at that. Rust on a Land Cruiser doesn't bother me as much as it does on other cars. I wouldn't buy a car with rust on it, but when it comes to a Land Cruiser, it's definitely worth repairing it. And Land Cruisers are vehicles that you want to have for a long time. And so it makes sense to repair rust. So C2 is what they call this, a C2 hole, and that would make it almost the biggest rust that you can get, and it looks like it's from about here right to the back of the corner. And then looking at the rest of the underside, it looks to be pretty solid. I don't see any problems with frame, and I've had a pretty decent look at this all the way around. Up here is one place that they will typically rust first, is the front of that frame rail, and this one has no issues on it anywhere. So, very cool. Okay, door card. Here's the rip that they said in the interior liner. Door cards are normal. Aftermarket steering wheel is a Nardi full wood unit, and I love these with wood steering wheels, but this one here is now closer to these, and so if you're not careful, when you're holding it, your hand can bump against those. It is an annoyance, but you can space it out if you want. That's pretty easy to do. Seats here, they are seaty and not ripped. You get a reasonable amount of room to drive these. You can see the rip in the floor mat there. Here's the buttons for four-wheel drive. Look, I'm in four-wheel drive. Look, I got my hub locks on. Easy. Okay, hop in. And I love the way that you sit in these, especially when they're lifted up a little bit. So you get great view all the way around you. Nice ride height there. It's comfortable to drive in, not like a Land Rover Defender. And you get windows all the way around, so very few blind spots. Nice big mirrors that are easy to see everything that's available. Just so comfortable to drive it. You can get them in 5-speed manual or automatic. This one's the manual. No, I'm sorry, this is the automatic. This one here is for your low gear range. This button is to harden your suspension, but I don't know if it still works because there's aftermarket suspension in there. The AC in it works. There you go. Pretty simple. All the things that you need and none of the things that you don't need. I do like the 70 series Land Cruiser because they have like a metal dashboard. This, well, at least on the earlier ones they did. There you can see the crack. It's fairly small. This is womp womp. Well, this one works. Power steering is good. Shifting is good. I've checked all of that. 200,000 kilometers means much of life left. I like the green gauges. The Navi goes dark when you turn it on. That's kind of cool. And you get the maps from Japan, so you can pretend like you're JDM in there. And you can pretend that you're going to go visit the swastikas there. And we're going to see how many people in the comments there are like, those aren't swastikas, Derek. You need to know your Japanese knowledge about things. I'll leave that conversation for people who want to post information on it. Into the rear seats here. Look at that leg room. That's a lot of leg room. And I think that these you can push this so that you can tilt them further back if you want. Let's see. Push like this, and then like this, and then use your other hand, which I don't have right now because it's holding a camera, to do this. Ta-da! And that gives you more room in the back. And this is originally how you would access the back seats, is through this. And then it locks into place using this so that you don't have the seat fall down when you're driving if you actually want to use this as more of a cargo style vehicle. So that's basically it for this vehicle. It's yeah, Land Cruisers. Big time thumbs up. You will not regret owning one of these. And the only downside is that these are big money. People, like, the value of these continues to stay strong, but it will continue to stay strong when it's time to sell it, which you probably won't want to do ever. And so there it is. If you have any questions about this, feel free to post in the comments. We do look at a lot of the comments. We don't post replies to everything because we get so many comments, but if you do want a response to us, you can email us, and our website information is written in the description to this video. So thanks a lot for watching, and have a nice day.